is happening? This is the Xbox Now podcast. I'm your host, Josh Schmidt, and we're just going to jump right into this thing. First thing to talk about, the news from Xbox this morning, bright and early. Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta starts tomorrow. That's going to be coming to Windows 10 and the iPhone, finally, and other Apple devices, the iPad. So I just picked up, I don't have it in my office here with me to show you guys, but I just picked up the Backbone, which is a controller for your iPhone. And I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, the biggest screen, and it fits in the thing just, I mean, very, very snug. It's nice. I like the way it's small, compact. You're gonna have the small throw on the sticks you have to deal with, but even yesterday, I have a video coming out. I was playing I was doing remote play from my Xbox sitting at the beach just through LTE, and it worked very, very well. Once we get 5G in my area, it's gonna be perfect. I can't wait to try that. The cloud gaming is going to be interesting. So when I got the Backbone, the first thing I did was download a handful of mobile games like Call of Duty Mobile and Stadia. Now, why Stadia? Well, I could sign up for a free 3 months, knowing that Xbox Cloud Gaming was on its way, and I already paid for Game Pass Ultimate. I wanted to see how cloud gaming was going to work with this controller. The way Stadia works is that you go to a website. You can't go through the app because of Apple. So you go to a website, and the best I was able to do is get it to where there was just a tiny URL at the top of the screen. And that was fine. I was playing Resident Evil 7 right on my phone, and it worked great. It worked great. Now, I was on my Wi-Fi. I didn't try it on LTE or anything yet. And so I'm assuming it's going to be very similar for Xbox Cloud Gaming. They've already said, I think it's xbox.com/play, I believe is the link. And if you get an invite, you can jump into this beta. So if you're already a Game Pass Ultimate member, check your email. I went into my junk box today just to make sure I didn't miss it. I don't even know if they've gone out yet. I tweeted and asked if anybody else had received it, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Somebody in chat can let me know if they received an invite or not. It looks like a handful of people in chat are talking about using the Razer Kishi if you have an Android phone. So, and Lady's saying I've tried it on Android. Yeah, and it would be nice if Apple would just allow it to work like it does on Android, but you know, here we are. They want to get their money, I guess. So, and it's competing with Apple Arcade, which, I mean, there's maybe a couple games that cross over, but not many. I also downloaded Apple Arcade just to try that with the Backbone, and there's a handful of games that it works well with. Let's talk a little bit more about the Backbone. So it's a great controller for the phone. If you've played the Switch at all, you're used to sticks that have a short throw, and it can be a little tricky with first-person shooters to be really accurate. If you jump into a game like Forza, it's great, but there's one problem: you don't have analog triggers. So it's gonna be either on or off when you hit that trigger for the gas. It's still playable. You know, Forza Horizon 4, very, very arcade style game, and it works, but you're not gonna have that precision that you would have with the Xbox controller. Jumping into games, like yesterday at the beach when I tried this game, I was playing Geometry Wars, which is not a Game Pass game, unfortunately, and I don't understand why. The first two games, they say Xbox Studios, but I have a feeling I'm almost positive the third game transitioned to another publisher, and I'm assuming that Xbox lost the license for that game, and it's really unfortunate that it's not available on Game Pass, because they're such fun games, especially if you just need to kill like 2 to 3 minutes. It's a really fun arcade game. So chat is saying no analog triggers is a deal breaker. Well, Hoffman, I know that you have an Android anyway, so you're good to go. And I do want to welcome everybody that's just jumping in for the first episode. Thank you guys for being here. I am recording this on YouTube on the Xbox Now channel. If you guys want to go and hit that up and subscribe, and if you are here live, please hit that like button. It really helps. It really helps get more viewers in. So my time with Backbone, though, I've really enjoyed it. It's a $100 device. I don't have the link set up yet, but I will. It'll be n64josh.com/backbone. If you want to pick one up, if you're an iPhone user, I believe if you do that, we both get $10 towards the App Store. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on this the Xbox Cloud Gaming and try it. I like playing in bed. All right, I like playing on the go. And I mean, any of you guys that have followed me for a long time, you know that the last 4 years I've mainly been playing Nintendo, and it feels really good to get back to the Xbox. And basically my time with the Xbox One was all spent in Destiny, so I missed and didn't play a lot of games. I spent a little bit of time in Forza Horizon 3. I, of course, played through Halo 5. I love Halo achievements. We're going to talk more about that a little while later. I started Gears 4 and Gears 5, but didn't finish them. And that's a series that I love, so I'm excited to go back to that. Halo Wars 2 is another one. Honestly, I think Halo Wars 2 was is kind of the one that I'm the most excited to like play in bed, because it lends itself to a controller like this, whereas like I said, the shooters can be a little rough. I still played Halo Master Chief Collection sitting at the beach yesterday with the device, but the kills were a little sparse, I'll be honest. You know, I'll be honest. So, but it still played well. It's just a little bit tough to control with the sticks the way they are. But playing a single player shooter, you'd be totally fine doing that. Completely fine. So, yeah, chat says I'm on Halo a lot, and you're correct. I am on Halo a lot. That's the truth. I'm a huge Halo fan, and I mean, I mean, not only do I love the game, but I love achievements, and I still have a lot of them I haven't been able to collect. But one of my greatest achievements when it comes to achievements is having every Halo achievement on the Xbox 360. Every game 100%, and I had such a great time doing that back in the day on the 360. And it was strange for me to jump into a game like Destiny and kind of give up on achievements when I'd been going so hard. And yeah, so it's been fun getting back to them. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about achievements in just a little bit here. But before we do, MLB The Show is on Game Pass. If you're watching this live, you can preload it right now if you have Game Pass. Just jump into, you can get on your app on your phone or whatever. Make sure if you got Series S, Series X, get it on your internal drive so you can get the most out of the game. And that's going live tonight at midnight Eastern. So if you are here live and end up sticking around, we're going to be playing some MLB The Show tonight in about 2 hours. So I'm really excited to jump into this game. I tweeted about it, like, Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball was the last time that I spent a lot of time in a baseball game. You know, Mario Sluggers, I played a little bit, Wii Sports, you know, but I don't really count those as baseball games, really. I mean, they're just kind of arcade games. But back when I was a kid, even in the arcade, you had games like RBI Baseball. And these were games that my dad loved. So that meant I was gonna be playing these at home. When we finally got the NES, RBI Baseball 1 and 2. And I don't know if you guys remember, a little bit of a history lesson here, but RBI Baseball was a Tengen cart, and that means they were a black plastic with an angle on the front. They were different than all the other Nintendo games that had come out, and there was some controversy there, and that I don't think they got the seal of approval, and some interesting history there if you want to check that out. But I always loved baseball games. It was something my dad and I would play, and when I found out the show was coming to the Xbox, to Game Pass especially, like, I've already had a talk with him, and we're gonna be jumping in and getting some games. And he's always loved baseball. He's always loved baseball. I remember, he coached my little league, and so for me, like, it's not just that we're getting this game on the Xbox, but this is gonna be some quality time. And knowing him, he's gonna get so hooked that he's gonna end up getting the Series S or the Series X just so that he can play this game on the regular. And I'm really excited about that. And so, and not to mention, like, I have family that are they're PlayStation guys, and with the crossplay between these two, he's gonna be able to connect and play with them, and because they've recently moved, and so it'll be another way that they can connect and play. And so I think it's great. I'm really excited about this one. I'm really looking forward to it, and I really have never played. I want to say I've played the show, like maybe a demo or something, when I had the PS3, and I remember just kind of being like, this is crazy, just how realistic it was even back then. The simulation baseball game, it was great. And back in the day on the NES, like, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but if do a quick Google search, look up RBI Baseball, and then look up RBI 2, and look at the difference in that game. In RBI 1, everybody was these big fat characters, and in RBI 2, everybody had slimmed down. And I remember there was a handful of pitchers back then, and we're talking like late 80s, early 90s. And Dennis Erickson, I believe, was his name. I may have gotten it wrong because it's been such a long time, but or Dennis Eckersley, maybe. I can't. Again, forgive me. But he was a sidearm pitcher. And one of the things about that game that was so cool is when you selected him, or you brought him in, he was also he was a sidearm, and it was those little details back then that you didn't get a lot. You didn't see those kind of details that often. And so I just remember, like, especially my dad, he got so excited about it. So it was it's going to be really cool to sit down and play some baseball with my pops. So looking forward to that. We're also going to, I want to start doing a Game Pass game club, right? Similar to like a book club. And I think we're going to start with MLB The Show, since it's going to be brand new. And because it's a baseball game and not necessarily a game that we can play through, we may transition quickly, but I thought it would be fun to try to start an Xbox Now league. So if you guys are brand new to me, you can jump in my Discord, n64josh.com/discord, and we're going to have a server just for MLB The Show, so we can get our league set up and see how it plays out. I'm very curious on the, are we gonna have to play 9 innings? Can we do less? How's it all going to work out? How many teams do we need? I don't know any of this, and so if this is something you're familiar with and you wanna help me get the ball rolling, hit me up in the Discord, and I can't wait. I think it's gonna be a great time. And so I'm also worried that it's gonna take up a whole lot of my time. And when I mentioned this, somebody else was like, "Yo, we should do Madden leagues," or Madden leagues also. And so that may happen as well. And Game Club may end up becoming an entirely separate thing, where maybe we can look at something like Outriders that was just recently released, do some maybe look at some of the indie games. like I had mentioned, I'm very much into achievements. And so I also thought, because of the way the Xbox is set up, we could set up some kind of achievement monthly competition, right? Just friendly competition, but something where we can, maybe get some bragging rights, talk a little trash to each other. And if we're on each other's friends list, you can already see how many achievements, you've gained this month, your friends, where you're ranking. It kind of does it all for us. But I thought it'd be something to be kind of fun. Maybe throw out certain games like, hey, maybe we could do an achievement race on a Saturday, like who can get the most achievements. Here's the games we're playing. I don't know. This is all in the early stages, but I really, one of the things I love to do is just build community. And so I want to take something that we all love and just get us all playing together. All right. I see a bunch of new faces in chat. Thank you guys. I see Fake and Fun Speculation. Thank you guys so much for being here, hanging out. I appreciate you. And so let's talk a little bit more about achievements. Okay, let's talk about achievements. So this Saturday, or last Saturday, was a big day for me when it comes to achievements. Like I said, I was a big time achievement hunter on the 360. When Destiny came out, I kind of stopped achievement hunting, and I sat at like 90. Well, I think when Destiny came out, I was like 87,000. All right, and so through the years, I've continued to get a few more achievements here and there. And when I got the Series X, I was sitting at right about 97K. And so I was like, all right, let's do this thing. All right, let's finish it up. So jumped into Forza, jumped into some other games, Halo Wars 2, and I got, the other thing is my achievement score is all by fives. It either ends in a 5 or a 0. That's it. If a game like Cyber Shadow, I'm sorry, I will not play you because all of your gamer score is 16 or 32. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Okay? Like, I can't have that. I can't. So unless I'm gonna 1,000 that game out, which, I mean, who knows? Maybe. But even during that time of having to look at my gamer score not being a 5 or a 0, I'd probably break out in hives. I'm just throwing that out there. So, chat says they love the 100K even gamer score. I had to do it. I had to make it happen. So Saturday, I jumped into Halo 5 and knocked out a handful of achievements I hadn't done yet, and then jumped into Master Chief Collection. I had 25 left, and there were 5-point achievements in Halo 2 where you just had to go to certain locations in the multiplayer map, and they would pop 5-point achievements. And the funny thing is, they're all diamond because nobody seems to go and do these ones. So I jumped in, found the different locations, and the last one I got was finding a clown face in Coagulation, which is Blood Gulch, which is, I mean, such a historic map when it comes to Xbox and Halo. And so it finally happened. Here's what's super funny. I have a handful of companies I have tweets turned on so that, like, I get the alert as soon as they tweet. The moment I got the achievement, it popped up, played the sound. The moment I did it, PlayStation tweets something. I don't know what they tweeted. I was screen recording. I was achievement hunting with the Backbone. I had to wait for a technician to show up to fix something at my place, and so I had Aliens on the TV, and I was just playing. I was playing Halo on my phone, doing this achievement hunting. And so you can screen record with the Backbone, which is great for making content. And I was like, sweet, I did it. I'll put the whole tweet out I'll get the whole video. I cut it so that it didn't show up. So But yeah, PlayStation tweeted right over my 100,000. I was like, are you kidding me? I have like maybe 3 trophies in my my PlayStation career or whatever. But so it was kind of funny. But I hit 100K. I haven't got another achievement since. MLB The Show, I know we're going to start getting some tonight. After this podcast, we'll maybe jump into some Outriders or Call of Duty or something. Maybe something will pop there. I don't know. But again, I'm a big achievement guy, and I would love to start growing community around that if that's something you guys are interested in. The last thing I want to talk about is doing at least once a month. And this is something I've done for a long time. We've done it we've done it with Switch games, but it's something I like to call LAN party. All right, and we're gonna call this the Halo LAN party, and it's going to be a monthly get together, and maybe ends up turning into weekly to play Halo, where we all jump in the Discord and we jump into voice. So if it's big team battle, we get 16 of us in voice, and I always refer to the Discord. Because I'm not used to a system that has a party chat, but we wouldn't technically have to do that because Xbox is in the future. And so this is the kind of thing where we try to get 16 people to play big team battle, and everybody's in the same chat, so that it's just like we did back in the day. If you guys remember playing Halo back in the day, we would carry CRTs. I remember I had a friend come back from the military. We went to Radio Shack, bought a hub and 5 25-foot Ethernet cables. All he wanted to do was play Halo. That was it. He's like, I just got back from basic. All I want to do is play Halo with the boys. And so we went, and I still have all these hubs and cables and everything, because he was like, I'm not gonna take them with me, so they're yours now. And it was just something we did on the regular, bringing all the CRTs, all the Xboxes, and the trash talking that would ensue was always just a good time, right? Halo has always had that magic quality that just kind of, it wasn't like anything else. I'd gone from the 64 playing 4 players, which was awesome, to then all of a sudden there's 16 of us all playing on different TVs. And I mean, you guys, everybody has stories, right? Everybody has their stories when it comes to Halo and LAN parties. I mean, even listening to, if you guys have ever heard Frankie talk about it, when he got like pulled over and the cop's like, why do you got all these TVs? He's like, have you heard of Halo? He's like, yeah, I've heard of Halo. Like, you're doing a LAN party? Like, that kind of stuff. It's just, I treasure that, looking back and playing Halo with a group of people. And I want to start reliving that magic a little bit, right? Having those moments where, like, you're doing big team battle and you're sniping from coagulation in Halo 2, and you end up sniping. This is what actually happened. I was playing with 2 of my friends. They were cousins, and I had one of them on the back of my Warthog, and he was gunning people down, and our sniper was at the base. His cousin, he lined up to take a shot right as I drove in front, and he ended up sniping his cousin right off the back of my Warthog. And they were yelling at each other, but that kind of stuff was just so much fun, right? And it's something. I'm gonna have a video coming out very soon on, like, I've always loved Halo. I liked Halo 4. I liked Halo 5. But the magic of Halo 2 and Halo 3 and the first Halo game, where I think the biggest departure and the thing that was missing the most from 4 and 5 was the asymmetrical maps with vehicles. I feel like Halo 5 especially, it swayed so far to the competitive side that if you couldn't hang, it just wasn't fun. And it didn't leave a good space for the weekend warriors. Warzone was there, but it didn't really scratch that itch where, I can remember specifically jumping into jumping into Capture the Flag, and some of the Halo maps were just, they were just designed where you could drive that Warthog in, pick up, I remember standing on the hood of the Warthog, because we had killed everybody on the other team. I'm on the hood, he punches the gas, I grab the flag as I jump, and it just launches me towards my base. And it's those stories and those kind of things that, like, I want to get back. I want to get those things back so that we can keep making those kind of memories, you know? And Master Chief Collection is such a great way to do that, you know? But in Halo 5, the Warzone game mode, which I played the firefight, which was fun, and there was a surprisingly large amount of people still playing it. Like, I got into games really quick. Those were some of the achievements I knocked out. And it was fun, but the versus Warzone, like the big team battle stuff, I feel like it just, I appreciate what 343 did there, trying to make a mode that it, you know, really catered to the weekend warriors and maybe to those that were not so great at PvP, but they could still kind of get that PvE experience. And so I thought it was a good effort. I just think it fell a little bit short is all. So I'm gonna look at chat here, guys. If you've got some memories about Halo or something, throw them up in the chat right now. Steve from chat says, I used to play a ton of Halo 3 back in the day with everyone I worked with at GameStop. It was a ton of fun. Exactly. Thaddeus says Halo LAN parties were the best. Absolutely. Nate says never any trash talking. We gotta have trash talking. You can't not have that, right? Lady says I forgot how much I loved Halo multiplayer. Yeah, it's just so good. It's so good. So let's see. Fake says I was barely a baby when that was going down. No, I get it. No LAN party stories. Yep, I get you. Let's see. Psychonaut says LAN parties were the thing back in the OG Xbox days. Yeah, they were. I mean, it was always. I remember going to, like, I had a buddy who, you know, he lived in like the ultimate bachelor pad, and they had wired everybody's rooms together. I mean, we're talking before broadband, right? Like, there's this, like, DSL was like the new thing, and cable internet was like the new thing, and they had all their rooms like to where the LAN party would take place every night. Like, they were always having LAN parties. I remember going over there. It was just wild. And the skill level of some of these guys that were playing all the time was crazy. It was a lot of fun. Here's a little story for you. Playing Halo 1 on Xbox Connect. So this was basically tricking your OG Xbox into thinking you were just doing LAN. And so you could play online, and I remember getting it all set up. We had finally moved. I had DSL, and I think a lot of us probably have this experience where you play everybody in your friend circle and you dominate them. And then so you think, oh, when I go online, it's going to be the same thing. And then all of a sudden you're like, who are these people and how are they doing what they're doing? And I remember just getting wrecked over and over on Hang 'em High. And my gamer tag was always Neo1X back in the day. And I remember they would kill me and then use their pistols to write Neo sucks on the walls. I was like, this is, I remember my whole team quit. I was the only one left. I refused to quit. And that's what they did to me. So it was good times. It was good times. So Lady says, I remember crashing my boyfriend's Halo LAN parties and being a total noob and wrecking somehow. I love it. Thaddy says it was a Sunday tradition. Big fat Asian walk lunch. At with the later Gut Rocket, then Halo LAN party. That's so great for the rest of the day. That's awesome. Steve says, I remember one time I hosted a LAN party at my parents' place, and they were out for the night, but when they showed up home early, they saw a ton of kids in their home just playing. Yep. And that's how it was. Back in those days, I was actually a youth pastor, and so I would have, that was like one of our regular traditions, right? To just to play Halo, to do LAN parties all the time. So it was a great time. It had several barbecues that had LAN parties mixed across the house as well. Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. Yeah, Neo, not the chosen one. That's right. Exactly. I'm not the one. That's what it says. That's what it says if you friend me on Xbox 360. It's what it says. And I kept, once I changed my gamer tag to N64Josh, which, guys, feel free to add me if you're looking for somebody to play with. It's N64Josh, but as soon as I changed my gamer tag, I went and grabbed Neo 1X again just so I wouldn't lose it. So I still have my original gamer tag. And Steve says playing together is a bonding experience, and it really is. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. That's part of the reason I'm doing this podcast, doing this YouTube channel, is just to bring people together to play games. Because as I've built communities through the years, I hear all the time like, oh, I'd given up on trying to hang out with people online or trying to have friends online. And I want to encourage you to give it another shot. Give it another shot if that's you. If you've had a hard time connecting with people, again, you can jump into my Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. And that's going to do it for episode number 1 of the Xbox Now podcast. Thank you guys for listening and or watching. This will be available wherever you listen to podcasts. It'll take, probably about a week or two, but it will be available everywhere. If you're here with me live, don't go anywhere. We're going to play some Outriders until MLB is available. And here we go. Episode 1 in the books.